Thank you. So, does anyone else out there think they're kind of weird? Like, I admit I'm a little weird. I do weird things. But what makes you weird might also make you rich. Who wants to be rich? I want to be rich. Our next talk from Damona will tell us what makes us weird can make us money.
Okay, everybody, be honest. Raise your hands if you were ever teased or excluded for being different. See, you're not alone. And what I hope to show you in this talk is the thing that makes you weird can actually make you money. Let me begin with the story of this boy. He was a science fiction addict. He was so stuck in his own world and so focused that his parents actually kept testing his hearing because they thought he might be deaf. And he was bullied as a child because others didn't understand him. There was a girl, and she was chronically ill. She was in and out of hospitals because just being outside of her house often made her sick. She was allergic to everything. And this made it really hard for her to connect with other kids her age. And this girl, she was just considered weird, growing up in Lansing, Michigan with a black Christian mom and a white Jewish father. And she often felt like she wasn't comfortable in her own skin. She didn't feel beautiful. She didn't feel dateable until she discovered online dating. In 2001, back when it was considered pretty weird. But okay, that girl is me, in case you haven't figured it out by now. And what I learned was the more authentic I was, the more I could attract the love that I deeply desired. And then I met this weird guy, and he was a writer, and he found it hard to talk to women face to face in the initial approach, but he could write his story and connect with them that way. And he connected with me. And so taking what I knew about authenticity and applying what I learned about storytelling from him, I became a dating coach and helped other singles write their online dating profiles and find the love that they truly desired as well. And now I host television shows about people looking for love. Some of them are weird and some of them are not so weird. Okay, let's be honest. If you're looking for love on a TV show, you're probably a little bit weird. But if you're wondering what happened, yeah, I married that weird guy 10 years ago, and we had 2 kids. Two pretty normal kids. I guess you can't win them all. But as a mother, what I can tell you is that there is nothing worse than seeing your children in pain. But what I hope to teach them is that the mark of a great life is not a life without suffering. It's about what happens when you meet adversity and how do you overcome it. So I've taken that weird thing about me and I've actually turned it into a career. And here's the crazy thing. Your biggest pain point could be your biggest payday. Because people will actually do more to move out of pain than they will to move towards pleasure due to our negativity bias. And they'll actually spend money to get out of that pain if they can relate to you and your story. So do you remember the other girl I told you about in the beginning? The one that was so sick? Well, she became a mom, and she was so afraid that her children would suffer the same fate that she did that she created a company with hypoallergenic and clean products so that her children would not be sick like she was as a child. Yes, that girl was Jessica Alba, and she's built the Honest Company into a $1.7 billion empire, connecting with other people who shared that same fear. And about that boy, well, it's a good thing he was into science fiction and he was so focused because that focus has brought us Tesla, Solar City, SpaceX, PayPal. In case you haven't figured it out by now, that boy was Elon Musk. And he's now worth $17 billion. Here you see him on the cover of Time as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. So, there's one other thing about him I have to tell you. He also dates hot chicks. And as a dating coach, I know that's the mark of greatness in any man's life. You make a lot of money so you can get the cool car, right? And then you pick up the hot chicks. So I would say that Elon Musk is totally winning at life right now. So now I ask, what's so weird about you? What's that thing that you were teased and excluded for? What's that thing that you suffered through and overcame? And I know you overcame it because you're sitting here with us today. So, what is that weird thing about you? And what could it be worth? If you could turn your suffering into a solution, for others, it would benefit not just you, but possibly all of mankind. Thank you. I'm Damona Hoffman. I'm on social media at Damona Hoffman, and you can listen to the Dates and Mates podcast, as well as see me on A Question of Love on FYI TV on Sunday night. Thank you.
Thank you.